applying for a job should not be this difficult and challenging. Yet here we are. This is what we're having to deal with in today's environment. I have worked with so many hiring managers as well as individuals who are going through the process for the last, probably say 4 years is really where it's just gone straight in the toilet when it comes to figuring out, one, how to write your job descriptions in a way that are going to get the attention of the right folks, and then to be able to get those people to get through whatever screening process you've set up. And what we're dealing with right now is we're at a crossroads here, folks, and what people are being asked to do versus what people are willing to do, we're finally there. And that's where we're seeing the rise in, again, folks that are ghosting in the middle of the interview process, where we have ghost jobs that are out there on the internet constantly from companies. Like we have talked about that at length. It's upwards of 30% of job postings are fake, and we're seeing that number increase every single year. But today, what I really want to talk about here is something that I've been coaching my clients on for a couple of years now, which is how about the perils of applicant tracking systems, which is the system when you apply for a job, right? It goes into the thing, and then it has these AI bots that's screening for all these keywords. What ends up happening, and I'm not against having resumes written in a certain way to make sure there's attention to detail for the job. Like that's an important piece. That being said, what we're doing now is we've built systems that are rating for people who know how to write resumes, not necessarily for people who can do the job that we're trying to hire them for. And that's what we're dealing with here now. So we're gonna take a look at a couple articles today that really highlight this. And this is just more of me just kind of talking about what I've been seeing and what you can do as an applicant to better go through this process, which is just atrocious right now. But two, also really, this is mainly for the business owners out there and the hiring managers, what you need to do to make it easier for your the right candidates to find you. Okay, so again, for those that don't know, my name is Ryan Howe. I am a business coach who works out of West Michigan and around the country. I help businesses get ready to sell. And as I come here live on YouTube pretty consistently every single day, just sharing information I share with my clients. So let's get into it here. By the way, I hope to earn your subscription today. That's the line I forgot in there. All right, so I've got a few articles here. Let's start with this one here. Again, just from a local news station, but cracking the code, beating resume screening bots. You see right off the top, they are saying, getting into it. Everyone knows we got to get through the resume bots first. And let's read some of the things here that they mention. This is where I'm talking with my clients on, like, this is what folks have to do just to be able to get and possibly maybe sort of talk to a human. Landing a job isn't just about a great resume. It's about getting past the first hurdle in an applicant tracking system, or ATS. According to recent studies, 99% of all Fortune 5, everyone uses an ATS for the most part. Like, it's just there. It screens, it does a pre-screen for our, so the HR folks don't have to read through everyone manually. Now, personally, when I coach my clients, we have an A stack and a B stack, which the A stack is the one that's went through the ATS and has been selected as these are the ones we want you to look at. My clients, we also look through the B stack, which is the secondary ones that didn't get through but have been rejected for reasons. I still have them go through those and look through those ones manually to give them a quick perusal to see if there's somebody who didn't get picked up by the applicant tracking system. So that's one of the safeguards we have. Now, with that, ATS scans your resume to determine if it makes a cut for a recruiter's review. 3 out of 4 get filtered out before a recruiter even sees them. And that number is actually a lot higher than that. It's not 3/4. It's closer to 90% are just into the trash bin. Now, here, so but small tweaks can make a big difference. Keep your layouts either an F pattern or Z pattern. So that's the first recommendation. And you know what I said to that? What in the hell is an F pattern or Z pattern? Who in their right mind? So I had to go and find something, visual hierarchy, Gutenberg, and F and Z pattern. I just went and found this thing. I didn't know what they were talking about. So yeah, this is an F pattern. So this is the layout that they're talking about, how you want to set up your writing. So it's either in this F pattern, right? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it's going to be, we want to set it up in a way that this is how it's visually stimulating for the folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we should not be worrying about an F pattern or a Z pattern. I mean, I want to curse more than anything right now. I'm just not going to, but it's just, this is so stupid. This is the first recommendation. So this goes out to everybody who has an ATS, everyone's just using it. If this is something that that is causing your folks not to get through the system, boo on you. It's terrible. It just drives me absolutely insane that this is something that's out there. All right, back to this. All right, key, avoid clutter design or images. So no images or designs on there. Again, because they can't, the ATS, if it can't read it, so like if your resume isn't clear, it's got clutter, it's going to kick it out. Keywords are key. All right, so employers use ATS to search for specific words in resumes, read the job description and knows those words, right? We've all heard this, but you have to rewrite your resume every single time. Every time. You have to update it for every single job that you're posting for. You cannot use the same resume over and over again. That's not the way it works. I think everybody that's been applying or doing jobs for the last bit understands that. And again, that just makes sense. Additionally, your file type matters. 43%, according to the numbers here, are submitted in incompatible type. So I don't know what you're submitting it in. If it's in a, I don't know, Google Doc, or I don't know what it is, but it needs to be like in a Word doc or a PDF. Right? That's what, and it'll tell you in the thing. But so here's the different pieces they're talking about, right? Make sure it's in format. That's on you if you don't get the right format. So I'm going to give them a pass here. But look at this. You want to improve your chances down at the bottom. Simple fonts like Arial, Times New Roman, and skip the graphics. So it's telling you that, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm going to go back to should we be concerned about the font type? If it's unprofessional, sure, but otherwise, we're getting kicked out for that. Now, again, that's on you. You should be thinking a little bit higher on those things. All right, next. So we got our ATS. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys here. So let's talk. I want to go to the next spot. What the highest rejection rates are about. So here we go. This is just reiterating again. Missing keywords, right? Asking for project management, and your resume says management. Because it doesn't have the two together, you get tossed out. Graphics or complex formatting, we talked about. Wrong file type, and then unclear headings. Replacing work experience with my journey might feel creative, but guess what? No one cares. All right. So here's the end all be all what I want to get to on this here. So for applicants, currently is the way it's situated, you have to spend as much time, if not more time, learning how to write resumes than you did getting qualified for whatever job you're trying to do. Just where it's at right now. Don't fight the system. Don't overthink the system. This is just the advice I can give you after one, hiring hundreds of people over my lifetime, and then two, seeing the folks that are able to be successful. Don't fight the system. The system tells you to do X, do not do Y, do not do Z. Don't think that you're going to stand out better. The system's designed to filter everybody out. You want to make sure you're doing everything to get through that first filter. Okay. Beyond that, don't lie, right? That's another one on there. But also just don't be too cute with your resumes. Just be very, straight to the point about what you can do and what you're going to be able to bring to the role, and leave it at that. If you hit the keywords, if you have the file types right, if you get your font right, you do the things that you're supposed to do, the system will find you. Now, once we get to the second stage, which is, okay, now recruiters, right? And the hiring managers, this is for you. You need to be as clear as possible on the job description that you are looking for. What I see more often than not is lazy and incomplete job descriptions in Indeed or wherever you're going through for what the work is and what it requires, to the point where you have to explain it again when you get these applicants in front of you. If you have to explain to an applicant what the actual job is when they're in person, you are wrong on the way that you did your job description for the job ad. It should be very clear, and make it very, very clear that the vast majority of people will not be successful in this position. So that way, only the people who are going to be successful in that position should be, again, will take the time to hire. Well, to take the time to put the application in, excuse me. And yes, I know, trust me, you guys are, we write these things amazing and people still will apply to everything. Of course they will, but your applicant tracking system will be able to filter them out because you've been very clear on exactly what you need for your job description, for your job. And then the applicant tracking system has a better overall I want to say here, data set to then filter from. One of the biggest issues is that the hiring manager, you guys have not written your job descriptions in a way that makes it easy for the applicant tracking systems to find the right people when they do apply. And that's on you. And that's what I work with my clients on. We spend on job descriptions. We spend almost, saying a good portion of the year on. We're constantly reviewing what people have for job descriptions, updating them, and getting them right. So that way, when our current employees know what they're supposed to be doing, but two, when we do need to hire, it's very clear exactly what we need. All right. So yeah, right now it's not a good time out there in the world for folks that are looking to get hired, and especially for employers who are trying to find employees. There's so many people, not many jobs out there. It's a tough spot out there. So this is what we're dealing with. Again, my heart goes out to everybody who is trying to get hired right now. It's tough, but again, just do exactly what they're asking you to do, and you're going to find you will have a better likelihood of success. Not guaranteed, but a better likelihood. Okay. All right. Again, for those that made it this far, I appreciate everybody who hung out here. Thank you again. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. If you're a business owner who is interested in learning more about how I help build businesses that sell at high multiples, go ahead and check out the link down below for the Value Builder score. It takes about 15 minutes to fill out, and it's going to give you a starting point, really where you're at with your business and what you need to work on in order to get your business ready to